Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Chronicles of Sugar Rose. So today is not one of those my aha moments. Today is a moment of sober reflection, and I want to share it with you. So I attended a funeral service today, and it was very solemn. And the pastor preached so well that every one of us there, I'm very sure, went home with a word or two. Now, some of the things that the pastor preached about is what I want to share with you. And then the first thing that he actually talked about and he hammered on it was family, siblings. When you have a pillar of strength, a pillar of wealth in the family, say one person get money, and then that one person is trying to bring their siblings together, build foundation for them, now they come grow. So when they are, they've been uplifted, and they're supposed to go to that pillar that, help them and appreciate him and thank him. Everything that has to do with that person who supported you, who brought you up, who established you, you're supposed to cherish it. You're supposed to show sign of gratitude. I'm not saying that you should double every Monday, Tuesday to Saturday. No, but you have to show some kind of respect, right? Okay. In this situation, the pillar, the one who helped the family to build the family up, he has passed on. And then what did the siblings do? They all disappeared. They're scrambling for property, and the man has not been buried yet. The pastor was talking, and the pastor was so pained when he was talking about this, when he was preaching it rather. The man where uplift the siblings, the man die. The man, they never bury him. They fight for property. They are harassing the wife. They are making the wife and the children feel like nothing. Is this life? That's why they say some people, they are more of family than the people that the person where them born. Like, how will I put it now? Like you came from the same womb where siblings, blood siblings, right? But an outsider is more like a sister to you than your own sister gong. I remember when my dad died, when my dad passed on, right? There's one of my brothers that I never used to talk with. But the death of my dad brought us together. We put heads together, rub minds together, and made sure that my dad had a befitting burial. And then after that, now in my mind, I was like, everybody will find their own way. But my brother finally apologized to me because he knew what he did was wrong, but that death or the death of my father bonded us and brought us together. But when this pastor was preaching it, from what I gathered, it looks like the person, the man that passed, was a reputable man. It's the first son, and he actually built the siblings up. But the siblings now, now that the man is late, they're now fighting for property. They're not even trying to wonder to think of where the man will be buried, the man's children, how will the man's wife cope. They never thought about all this. They started bickering and fighting who will be in charge of the man's business, the late man's business. That's one. Number two, envy came in. All kinds of envy. They're envying the man's wife. Why the siblings go, they envy the man's wife? What did the man's wife do? And if you see the lady, when I saw her in church today, she was so straight-faced, but you could tell that she was in pain, but she stood there because of her children. Now, talking about the children, I saw the son. The son is young, but you need to see how composed the son was and everything that was going on there, all the preparation and everything. It was the son that they were talking to, and his hand was going like this. His hands was going like this, meaning that he was directing things. And that is to show you how the man raised this boy, how he raised his son, and the mom was looking with pride, like, yeah, this is my son. From the look of things, it looked like the woman had like 6 children, right? So all the children were all over her. She was just sitting down there, but you could tell that this man, may he so rest in peace, and the woman, they trained these children. They raised an army. And this is what I was saying in my last episode. Train your children well, because if you don't train your children well, they'll become what you don't know. But today, I had to smile, irrespective of, the heavy sadness in the church, right? I had to put a little smile like, yes, this man, you have gone, but you have not really gone, because your children is going to take up from where you stopped. And from what the pastor said that the man was a noble man. He was an honorable. He was pleasant. He was an upright, God-fearing, dependable man. And he called him a pillar. In most of his preaching, he called him pillar, the pillar of strength, the pillar of love, the pillar of wealth, pillar of every positive, every wonderful things that you can think of. But his siblings, greedy nonentity, greedy... This life, if you are working hard and you know you're working hard and you want to buy a dress to wear, go ahead and buy that dress and put it on. If you want to buy a shoe, go ahead and buy that shoe and put it on and wear it. If you want to eat good food, do not say, I'm saving up because I want to use this money to take care of my siblings. Oh, yes, I am saying it's sugar rolls. If you want to eat burger or shawarma, and you know that you have this amount of money, say, let's assume you have $100 and shawarma is $98, my dear, and you feel like you want to eat that shawarma, and then you've upset all your bills, and then one or two things. Man, that shawarma, you must buy it and you must eat it. Don't say, oh, I'm going to buy granite and gari and drink so that I can have the other money to take care of my siblings. Do not do it. It is yourself first, your children, your family, yourself, your wife, your children. You have to think about yourself, your wife, and children before you think of any of your siblings. Because when the pastor was preaching today, my heart broke. How will this man who brought you people out from nothing, established you people, and now you are trying to fight him? The pastor said the man wasn't sick. I'm sure he was overwhelmed. Oh, here, Bawariobi. That was what broke his heart. And then he slumped and he passed on. Now, everything that he was trying to do, talking about it right now, because when the pastor was preaching, some people were crying. I was like, this is something that is a serious matter. So this is an eye opener. You have to please, and I beg of you, aside you going to the doctors to do a checkup, please make sure you take care of yourself and establish your wife and your children. Now, let me talk about the wife. It's the wife who is good to you that you'll be good to. It's not the one that will come to you and will be making you feel very uncomfortable, making you feel anything less or everything less of a man. No. Make sure you cultivate, build on your children, build on that's your immediate family, because God forbid any shenanigan happens, they will scramble upon your property. Now, there are some good families, don't get me wrong. There are some good families, there are some good siblings that will be there for the wife. I have seen it. The family, they surrounded the wife so much that people were now asking, who is the wife? Who is the husband of this woman? Is it the one that died? No, because the husband of this woman is one of these people around, because they all cherished her. The children, you could hardly tell whose kids are these, because they were like this. But today's funeral service that I attended was an eye opener. Another thing that the pastor talked about that I took home and I want to share with you: envy, jealousy. What are you jealous in? What are you jealous? Is it the way God created you that God created the person that you're envious of? So if you know that you are the jealousy type, you envy people, you backbite, you do all those useless nonsense things, you're better off being alone, staying by yourself. Stay on your lane. Because at the end of it, what is there? 6 feet. We all know that we come to this world scrambling for everything. We go home, we go back to this earth empty-handed. So, my dear darlings, please, a word is enough for the wise. Take care of yourself first. Even at the airport, they will say, buckle yourself, Buckle your seat before you buckle another person. Put your mask on before you put for the person next to you.